I don't know what to say, Terry.
George, you were wondering about gallery view. Up in the right-hand corner of your screen, there's a little checkerboard symbol, at least on my computer it is. If you click on that, it'll give you a choice of how you can view your screen. Gallery view, up on the right. Don, we can only see your forehead. Pull your screen down a little bit and
Okay.
What is the glare? Does the glare bother you, Doug?
no, it's not that. All I can see is your forehead and your eyes.
That's the best part.
The mask covers the rest.
Oh,
Okay.
now we've got this looks like CinemaScope, Don.
All righty. Let's see, I got to get a cup of coffee and then I'm ready to go.
What is this? Males only today?
You like it?
Yeah. This looks like the Stag Bar, doesn't
Ah,
it?
Oh, here comes Betsy. Hi, Betsy.
Hello, Terry.
George, did you get that? Oh, you've got a tablet, I see. So that must be maybe a little different in being able to select what you want.
It is true. I'm still a novice at this whole thing. I don't have gallery mode, so I can see the speaker and I can listen to things, but that's about it right now. I'm still learning.
My Steve Lou's better half has joined us.
You see more than me, and she's just behind me.
all right.
Now you get your heart started there, Bob.
Yeah, well, I had to make sure I can stay awake here during the meeting.
Hello. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay, so. George, is that you with a fire tablet?
It is me. Yes, it is. What's left of me anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna rename
Still
you.
fighting catheters and infections, so.
Okay. Just to let you know, Terry, that a good connection can be had on the YouTube. I mean, on the internet. Go back and catch my last one. I don't even see it here. Oh, I do have a picture I want to show everybody. This is I have a present from my daughter. She gave me a new floor mat for the doormat for outside my front door. So let me show you what it looks like. So if you know, if you have Wi-Fi and you have it set up on your machine, it automatically connects. So that's where my home is. Home is where the Wi-Fi automatically connects. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, all righty. Just want to make sure everything's working here. Get this thing all set up here. We not sure who else is gonna. Oh, Nadine's here with us today too, so that's good. Just to get started, we got some funny things to talk about and some sad things to talk about, and so I want to start our thing with a on a happy note. It's an experience, I guess, that I have. Whoops, gonna do that again. I had an experience where I was out in the patio pedaling my exercise bike, and it was a nice sunny day, and I could see little birds jumping around, and then in the trees, I guess they were checking out the blossoms and everything else. And then there was a cat that ran up the tree and chasing the birds. And then behind it were the San Gabriel Mountains, all covered in snow. And I said, oh, this is really inspiring type of sight. And I felt, it was a great way of starting the day. So I figured, well, I'll do that. I'll start the meeting with an inspirational chance to share this with you. And I hope you feel the same way. The best part of winter is in California is there is no winter. This is a picture taken at Huntington Beach, where you can show people on, the beach is a little bit deserted, but you can show the beach and the sand and the mountains behind it. And this is the way we have December. This is the way we have January's. And don't have to worry about the cold and wet unless you want to go up the mountains and enjoy that. There's a teacher originally from being Ohio, and she says, I was always fascinated by the student's reaction when winter weather. A student who got wet from the rain said, can I go home and change clothes? And go home and get wet again. Winter in California is when we get our rain. So here's some rain clouds. Brings us water, which we need, and we're all grateful for that. The best part of the rainstorm is the day after, when it gets all nice and blue and cool, and the air is magical and moist and carries a scent of trees, loam, and grass. The rain has washed away the dust and everything sparkles. So you can go out for a bicycle ride. The best part of winter is the ability of California to go to the beach and then bundle up, drive 40 minutes to the local snow. And here's an interesting picture. Up in the mountains, the tulips are coming through the snow. Don't say that too often. If you're really ambitious, you can start your day with a meal across the border in Mexico. It's that close by. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place to be. That's why we got so many million of people trying to enjoy it with us. We have to learn how to share it. I hope you guys feel the same way. So. So I hope you got inspired too. Well, today is getting a little cool and cloudy, but we've had some really nice days the last few weeks, and I hope they continue. Let's see. Go back to my agenda here. It's nice to have the activities back this week as of yesterday. So it's that's wrong. What did I do with it? Oh, gosh. I had a script to keep track of where I am on this stuff, and the script isn't there. So let me have to find it again. Oh, here it is. Okay. So we've got our activities back and going, and so we don't have dining back yet, but hopefully that'll come pretty soon. I'm sure it's kind of tough because we have a lot of staff out, either with testing positive or doing quarantine. And we have a few here, the residents too, but it's hard to keep all the wheels turning. I'm sure Nadine is having a lot of fun time trying to keep that going. But anytime we can find a way of helping her, we should jump in and do that too. I was going to ask, let's see, Betsy, are we going to have a football pool for the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. I guess
Didn't you-
I'll have to ask Judy.
Oh, didn't you run one?
I guess we could.
Oh, no, weren't you in charge of it?
Well, I did it for a couple years, so,
Yeah, okay. So you know how to do it and all that, right?
right. So I'll
Okay,
have to
well,
see what Judy says. That comes out of her department.
well, I thought.
I don't
if
know
you-
unless Nadine
Okay, I'm
has
not going to put you on
something
the
to say
spot.
about
Okay.
it.
I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of money to lose if they want to try to do it, so. And we, let's see, I gotta figure out how to keep this thing up. Okay, let's see. Anyhow, the Super Bowl is coming up pretty soon. In fact, this whole weekend, it's going to be a weekend of football qualifications and eliminations and everything else. And I don't know if anyone's got any favorites. Of course, the Rams are going to be hosting on Monday night, and I guess they have a slight chance of getting into the finals. Who knows? So I'd like to see a home team do that. So the other thing that's going on right now, of course, is we have very strict visitor rules that require COVID testing before you can come in to visit. Otherwise, you got to stay out. Of course, you have to have your vaccines and boosters and everything else. But the problem with the testing is everybody else is want to get tested too. All the teachers and all the people going back to work, and the backlog of people trying to get tested after the holidays, and created long lines in the testing sites. And trying to get the other types of tests for at home, they're all sold out. If you go down to Amazon or Walgreens or any of those places, you can actually try to find those things. But by the time you try to get a hold of them, they're gone. They go out of stock so fast. There's actually a story in the Wall Street Journal about you can use the web, and there's certain apps on the web that'll go out and search all the different stores for the product you're looking for. And if the product is in stock, they'll send you an email. But you have to get that email and then react with it probably within half an hour to an hour. Otherwise, it's out of stock again. People were trying to use that for a while to get these. So hopefully it'll be better next week, because the government, the state, and everything else are talking about getting these supplies, the test kits and everything else out to everybody. So grin and bear it, see what you can do to and I would probably say, if you have a source of buying some of the home test kits, that would be nice to have as a reserve. They're not going to expire right away, and you can have them as an insurance in case you need them yourself, or you have some friends show up and they need to have tests to get them in the front door. So let's see. The other thing that's coming up, well, let's see. I don't remember too many activities, but we have the regular slate of activities, the different games, and I guess the exercises and those kinds of things that are back in force, as per the Thursday update.
Don't talk now.
But so let's see.
Look at the covers.
Friday, Saturday, they got bridge, they got balcony bingo, and they'll have a new a new calendar out, should be out today. I didn't go down to the post yet today. So it should get back to close to normal. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the COVID. I've been reading a lot about it to find answer the question in my mind. Although we're going through this Omicron peak now, and it's peaking out on the East Coast, and now they're saying it might be peaking out here on the West Coast too. I don't remember if I saved any pictures of that. I guess I didn't. So, but it's, oh, I know where I can find that. It's, here it is. This is the this is from the New York Times showing the daily number of cases in the United States 7-day average. I guess that's the only thing there. I have other pictures. Some other places it's showing that the daily average is going below the 7-day average, and the 7-day average is starting to tip and go below the 14 average, which means that the trend is starting to cave in and go down. So the question then is, well, that's great, but what is it if we're going to see the end of Omicron in, let's say, 4 to 6 weeks? What's going to happen after that? And so I started trying to figure out what can we expect. Well, they said if you have the vaccine, that gives you some immunity. If you actually have the disease, that gives you some immunity from the natural the way your body works. But how long does that last? And will it deal with the next wave? And are we going to have a next wave? And the point is, yes, we're going to have another wave. I can't say for certain, but there's high probability that's the way viruses work. And we don't know what it's going to be, if it's going to be worse or less potent or infectious. We can hope that it's going to be less, and pretty soon they quiet down. Even though they're around, they don't bother you so much. It's just sort of like a common cold. And that's what people are hoping, but it's hard for the government and the other people in charge to come out and say, we wish this is going to happen, when they're trying to give you concrete direction. So we probably won't hear what they're thinking, and we hear enough misdirection as it is. So the point I guess I'm getting at is, if you're going to have some expectations, keep them so that you just say, well, come February, come March, everything's gonna be all wonderful. Try to moderate that. It's gonna be around for a while. So you have to learn how to live with and take the risks of enjoying your life without being locked up all the time. And but get smart about it and do the right things so you can enjoy your life and can enjoy the wonderful California sunshine and enjoy the activities that you can do. But we're gonna have to live with some new rules. By the way, does anyone know what commonality is? I can't even pronounce it. That's the drug name for the Pfizer vaccine. Commonality. COMINATY. It's a new word that we're going to have to learn in our vocabulary. The other question is, well, what about herd immunity? Well, herd immunity doesn't really work unless we have it globally across the whole world, because if the virus comes up in South Africa ultimately is going to show up in the other countries. So if people in who knows where little country don't have access to their protections, but we have people coming and going from that country, it'll ultimately spread, especially if it's infectious. So you can't expect that we're one separate little islands that don't talk to each other. And it's not a very optimistic viewpoint, but I'm trying to be more realistic, so we know how we should expect to go through this coming year. We got a lot of wonderful things that we could have done last year, we didn't, and maybe we can do them this year, but be smart about it. One of the things that they are changing because of Omicron is saying we should have better masks. The regular masks, the blue ones, they just call the surgical masks, are okay, but they don't provide good protection because they have some leaks around your nose and everything else. And they're saying, well, the KN95 masks that seal around your face are better, and they are making recommendations to go that way. So I asked Nadine if Front Porch or Walnut Village could try to get a purchase contract to get those things, so we could get a hold of them
That would be
in
good.
a more bulk, maybe a cheaper way, and get them if we wanted to, as opposed to individually shop and get ripped off by bad suppliers and so forth. So I don't know, Nadine, did you have any luck with that?
And I asked our leadership team of Front Porch about that because when we were receiving regular deliveries of PPE, including KN95 masks, there was definitely a restricted amount and there was a shortage, but we are required to have a certain amount of PPE for all of our staff. So I did ask about it today, and that is still, a great big concern. The shortage of masks, especially now that CDC, which I just got on my news feed, CDC is recommending that people wear KN95 or N95 masks for their protection. As of right now, I'm not able to get that many, but I ran into Linda and Terry Priester at the welcome desk earlier, and they were both wearing very nice, well-fitted KN95 masks. And I asked them where they got them because a lot of our residents are now looking to get some masks as well. And so they sent me an email with some information about how to get them on Amazon. They said they got them very quickly. They bought them. I don't know how many they got in their container, but Terry said that there was, let's see, let me just pull up the email. He found like 600 for $173 masks on Amazon. So I know if you buy them in bulk, it's a lot cheaper. I don't know if residents want to get together and do that, or we can figure it out. I can also place that order if residents, they're very cheap. I mean, so we can take a look at that. I don't know if we want surgical masks or KN95 masks. Bob, if you want to take the lead on it and find out what people want, and then we can I can order bulk and I can put it on our card and we can take it from there.
Well, let me first ask for a show of hands. How many people are interested in upgrading to a KN95 mask?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's not 100%. And we have a small sample size. Thank you. Maybe I'll send out an email survey and saying if you're interested, then we can maybe have a sign-up sheet at the welcome desk or something like that, show of interest. And then you could from that you could go the next route of figuring out if there's a quantity. Or would you rather get them yourself, or you'd rather have a Walnut, see if we can get a volume discount? To me, a volume discount makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we can just
Yeah.
buy them. Bob, we can just buy them. It seems they don't seem overly expensive. I'm less concerned about that than I am. I just want to make sure that we get the masks that everybody wants. So if the consensus is KN95 versus surgical, just let me know. KN95 masks are going to be more expensive than surgical, obviously. They do run about $2 per mask from what I could see.
I thought they're $10 a mask.
KN95s are about $2 a mask. Is
Oh,
that what you're
okay.
seeing,
Good.
Doug? Doug, did you look into it?
Okay, I'll look into it.
the
Betsy, do you
KN
have a question?
Yes, what is the difference between a KN95 and an N95 mask?
The N95 mask has a respirator on it.
Oh, okay. Okay, Doug,
According to Dr. Fauci, that came out yesterday or early today, the KN95 masks are made in China. N95 mask also has 2 straps on it. They're more difficult to put on. They are sealed tighter around your face, but it will also have the letters NIOSH on it, NIOSH. And it's a certified mask. The ones coming from China are not necessarily certified,
Right.
but they probably do offer better protection than a surgical mask.
yeah. Well, it sounds like we need a little more discussion on this and due diligence, I guess.
We have been
before,
purchasing, Walnut Village has been purchasing KN95s, not N95 masks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they come in different sizes?
What was that, George? What was that you said, George?
Do they come in different sizes?
I don't-
I think there's adult and children's. I don't know if there's anything between that. So, all righty. So we can work on that, and it's not a drop dead overnight kind of thing you got to do. So we can work on that. So, but I guess the other thing is being aware of all the things that are changing. Jan.
We have some masks that have those filters inserted. They're cloth masks, but they have that filter insert, which, how much helpful is that? Does anybody know? Is that important? And
That's-
also they have the wire that,
Yeah.
it makes it tighter around our nose.
Well, it
I
depends
have,
on
I,
how good the
I have
steel-
that kind of I have filters, I have the wire, and I also have the headbands behind the head, so it doesn't interfere with my hearing aids. And it's a double layered cloth mask, but it's got a filter and everything else. The only issue there is that it probably doesn't seal as good as a KN95. So I'm sitting on the fence whether I need to make that change or not, because the straps that interfere with my hearing aids are more bothersome if I can't do that with a KN95. So that's just another gotcha you got to worry about. Patty?
A question that I have, I was talking with somebody who lives back in Virginia, and they were talking with their doctor about if you wear the KN95 mask, but you only wear it maybe once or twice a day for 15 minutes, does that mean you cannot wear it again? And the doctor's answer to that person was that if you're in an area where you're with the people you're always with, he wouldn't worry about that so much, that you could wear it the next day if you've only worn it for just, an hour's time during the day. If you go out, say, to a doctor's appointment or someplace where there's a big group of people that you're not accustomed to, then you should probably only wear it one day. But I wondered, are there any guidelines at all for that?
Doug,
Or
what you
where
got?
would you find them?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
there is guidance on that. The KN95 and the N95 masks can be sanitized or purified, if you will. One of the recommendations is that you put it in a paper bag. The virus cannot live in air. And if you let it air out, and especially if you can get sunshine to it, it will rejuvenate the effectiveness of the mask, and you can wear it multiple days, not in a row, but they can be reused. That is what I have read.
Ah. So put it under a sunlight. Okay.
That might be information that would be good if we're going to get K95s and people are going to purchase them. That might, I don't know if you could get a copy of that, Doug, but that might be something that would be very helpful for the people here to know before they ordered them.
If
Yeah.
you just Google that on the internet, I think you could find it almost anywhere.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Could
You
we,
gotta separate
wait?
the ads and all the hype from the facts, but yeah, it requires a little judgment there.
Yeah,
Lou?
but
Oh,
yeah.
you got one, Lou? Yeah,
yeah, this is an N95,
yeah, okay.
and I bought these at Home Depot for $4.95. You
Oh,
get
okay.
two. You get two of them.
Yeah, that's easy enough, yeah. Well, we just need to get educated on it maybe a little more than, maybe we can ask Pam to see if she can find out some of the more important points that we should worry about.
Don,
Do you think
Yeah.
that could you put it in the microwave?
Paper.
Metal.
I wouldn't if you have a wire in it.
It has a wire across the nose.
See, it's got that wire.
No.
That might cause a few sparks and you might end up with a toasted mask. So. Okay, any more questions on masks or other things?
Does that have
Um,
wire in it? Yeah.
We're going to have to wear our masks and probably be a little more diligent when we're out there talking to our friends or playing games and going to the gym and stuff and exercising. I know some of the masks tend to slip down below the nose so you can get some extra breathing in. And I do it myself. We just have to be careful of who's around when we're doing that, because we don't want to be spreading or contributing to the problem. Right now, I think we're in good shape where we live in a little cocoon. Not that many people come and go. At least I don't think they do. And so we're not really getting a lot of outside activity, bringing a lot of COVID in. But I don't know where all the COVID comes from in the first place. That would probably be an interesting study if they knew. For instance, when the Delta goes away and the COVID and the Omicron comes, and then the Omicron goes away, where does the other stuff come from? Is it sort of like go dormant? Where does it sort of comes up from nowhere? And it's kind of strange how that whole thing, because you want to say, well, it sort of lives like an animal. It has a brain and a mindset, but that's not exactly the case at all. So who knows? Okay, I'm going way off the deep end. Any more
Can I
comments on
make
that? Yeah, go ahead.
Can I make a few announcements?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. We're going to put out a memo this afternoon. We have cleared our resident cases, so we're at 0 positive cases for residents. However, we do have 9 staff cases right now. And we've not just got 9 people out, we've got several others who've been either exposed or they have family at home who are sick as well. So please be patient with us as we reopen. We are doing this as quickly and as safely as possible. As you know, we have opened up life enrichment, well-being, the gym classes and the pool, Bible study, chapel this Sunday. Committee meetings all have reopened as of yesterday.
May not have to wear masks.
But we are asking that you wear masks for all activities and meetings and events. Please, it is very, very important that we all wear our masks, even if we're speaking.
Does that include the Saturday night movies? Is that open?
Judy's going to put out her calendar. I'm not sure she's reintroduced movies yet. We'll have to
Okay.
stay tuned for that, for Judy's calendar. I'm not
Okay,
sure
we'll
what
have to
she's
look out
got
for
on
that.
there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then dining. We've all been waiting for dining. We are going to reopen our dining on Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah, the bistro and the Grove Dining Room will be open as of Tuesday.
Great.
So we have quite a few. Monday is a holiday. So we have several staff out on Monday, and a lot of our staff who have been out will be back by Tuesday. Also, I don't know if you've been downstairs, but we have had the flooring around the host stand refinished, and that project has been completed this afternoon. So it'll be looking very nice when you come down on Tuesday. And then I'd like to give you an update on our executive assistant position. We've done quite a few interviews. We considered somebody internally who is not interested in the position, but we do have a strong candidate that we interviewed, and we're bringing back next week for a second interview. And in the meantime, we'll continue to conduct interviews. And I also want to remind you of the visitor policy that we have right now, the order from California Public Health. There is an end date to this order, and it is February 7th. I will put that in the memo. So it took effect on January 7th, and the end date is February 7th, unless they decide to extend it. Okay. Any questions about that?
Sounds good to me.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Jan.
Nadine, the people that were going for groceries on the bus or ordering through Teresa, is there somebody handling that now?
We can. If anyone has any grocery needs, just let us know. I'll have you let the welcome desk know for now, unless we change that, but just call it into the welcome desk.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Also, our beauty shop is reopening. Andrew will be back on Tuesday. Dawn was here today, so if you'd like to make an appointment, please reach out to them. And I think that is it. Any questions for me? Like I said, we'll have a memo out this afternoon to everybody.
one thing that I had talked with you, I don't know, a couple weeks ago or so about the elevator, number one, and about it jerking when it came to a stop at the floors. And I also spoke with Jeff one day he said he knew because he had been in it the day before and it jerked him all over the place, he said. But nothing, it's still doing it. It doesn't happen every time. But one of my concerns is that somebody who perhaps uses a walker or a cane or something could be in there. And if it jerks as hard as it has sometimes when I've been in it, they could end up falling.
Thank you, Patty, for letting me know. I am aware of that, and I know Ethan was working on it, so I'll follow up with him. But thank you for bringing that to my attention. That's really important that we get that addressed.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I have a new subject that goes back to something that we were talking about before in terms of village communications. Last week on Monday, I was coming home from the dentist, and the fire alarm was going on around noontime, and it's going on for about 3 or 4 minutes. I says, I wonder what that's all about, And I wasn't going to call the front desk and bother them because they probably were busy and everything else. But it sort of raised a question about when we have something odd going on and the residents want to find out, it'd be nice if we had some kind of electronic bulletin board. So the staff could post things to it and then we could call in, sort of like a telephone messaging system. So you could say, are there any new messages today? And then you could listen to them until he says, oh, I've heard that before. But if there was something that was going on and you said, the alarm that we just went off was a testing that we do on a monthly basis, and there's no reason to be concerned. Everything's normal. And then just puts everybody's concerns to rest. And there'd be some kind of like a 133 kind of number, a 331 kind of number. You could call in to the switchboard, and you could listen to these messages. I don't know if that's possible, but that would be kind of a neat way of using technology for everyone to have access to these things. And I wonder if our Center for Innovation has thought about this so they could alleviate concerns by the staff, by the residents, and not put an extra load on the staff. The staff would only have to put on a message once or twice, and once and maybe delete it, and then the residents could be better informed. Does that sound like a reasonable idea, or to ask for, or to pursue?
Yes.
Yes, I mean, I agree. I think there needs to be another way that we're communicating. I mean, we do it in several ways. What we found best up until now is the memo, because we know that it's reaching everybody. As we know, not all of our residents are on email, have a computer, or even check their email. Not everybody has a cell phone or a landline. We found the best way to communicate is through memo. We also have Touchtown, but that only goes to those residents who have the basic cable. Those of you who've upgraded your cable package don't have channel 81, therefore you don't get the Touchtown messages.
Okay.
Judy.
Perhaps it's time to
Judy.
consider the PA system again.
What's that, George?
Perhaps it's time to reconsider a PA system.
Well, George, rather than doing a PA system, a broadcast system, how about an on-demand system where we can put the messages into one place everybody knows about, and then if you're interested, you go look.
Right.
Okay, that'd be a lot easier, and it wouldn't be as invasive. Judy, go ahead.
So I'm wondering if Regroup has that option. Our sister facility in Santa Rosa has a way of putting a message on for people who've had to evacuate after a fire. And they put a message that people can call to find out what the current status is of their being able to return. And it's on some kind of a recorded phone system that they use. I don't know if they use Regroup or some other system. Would that work, Nadine?
So in other words, for residents to use, and then you would call a specific phone number to retrieve the message?
Right. So we had a fire alarm the other day and nobody knew why it happened. And if we could call a number, a general number that we always use, and you would have recorded, somebody knocked one of the pipes and set it off, then we'd know why we had the fire alarm.
Sure. And let me just explain what happened on Tuesday, because we haven't. So the bistro was cooking, and the exhaust switch that they have to turn on every day was not
You
turned
frozen.
on. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The bistro was cooking on Tuesday, and they have to turn on a exhaust switch every morning when they get in, and they did not turn the switch on for some reason that day.
Oh, boy.
And so when they started cooking, the smoke
At least we know it works.
Yeah.
Did what it was supposed to do, right?
It did what it was supposed to do, and 911 showed up. And that's okay.
Oh.
We put it to the test,
Wow.
and now we know in future what to do. And at the same time, it prompted Ethan to look into our system as well. So we identified a separate issue that we wouldn't have known about had it not set off the alarm. So it was definitely a learning opportunity for our staff. User error. There wasn't a fire. Like I said, it was smoke coming from the bistro grill that set it off, but we know exactly why it happened. But I completely agree with you. We don't have a system like that residents can just call in and find out. I don't think we want to overwhelm our welcome desk with phone calls and questions.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. It would be more of a calling in to listen to a message.
John, what you got, John?
I would like to ask also if there's something wrong with our television system, in as much as my channel 6 for the last couple of weeks has been dying midstream. Channel 6 for us is channel 2 and channel 9.
Yeah, it freezes.
Yes. And it's not cold here.
Yeah.
And that's channel 6 only?
Yes.
Okay,
Did somebody
well,
else agree with that? Somebody else having that problem?
Yeah, I saw also channel 6. The PBS system, channel 9 and channel 10, especially channel 9 on the basic system, many times has no picture, and sometimes the other channel has no sound. And
I agree.
there's no way of watching a PBS program that you may have wanted to watch.
I agree. So you got backup, Doug.
So it's the issue is with channel 6 and channel 9?
On the basic system, it's channel 9 and channel 10. On the upgraded system, I don't know what it is.
Basic.
yeah. I've seen problems with channel 9 and sometimes with channel 6, but mostly 9.
Okay.
Okay.
Bob?
Doug, yeah, go ahead.
Back to this notification system. Is there a possibility that our present phone system that have an additional number that would be available that would give us that capability without having to upgrade or change a massive system and put in something totally new? If the telephone system that we have has that capability and it can be added by adding another number to the system, I don't know if it has that capability or not, but you could put a recorded message on that telephone number. It's kind of like dialing in or dial a prayer or something like that. It has a message that everybody could hear, and it would be accessed only if you wanted to call in.
Yeah, well, that would probably be the best solution if our technology supports it. The second one would be just buy another standalone system and you call that number, and then people have to post messages on that system, and then you can retrieve those messages. I don't know how many people could handle. Usually, it's just sort of the same problem with you have when you call the host desk, and you have 10 people trying to access the thing at the same time. It doesn't work. It get put off. You can call back later. So that's really the question: is how many simultaneously calls can it handle, and then how can it add on to what our switchboard type system has? Betsy?
Yeah, this is going back to TV, but I want to ask Nadine, I don't know if anybody else has this, but I use closed captioning all the time, and I am not getting any on, channel 4, but it used to be, it's channel 5 outside, KTLA, and I'm not getting any caption on that, and I get it on all the other channels. And I don't know if it's me, if I'm getting it on the other channels. I feel it must be coming from the TV, direct TV. I don't know if anyone else has that problem.
I don't.
I don't either. Yeah. Hello, Bob?
Yes. Go ahead, Don.
It seems to me that the internal things like that TV system can be handled a different way. But I seem to think the telephone system is a significant part of what we have here. And we can sit here all day and talk about what we would like and what the capabilities of the system is. But it just seems to me we ought to have somebody from whoever our provider is, sit in with 3 or 4 of us who are having these problems, put the questions to him as to cause and effect, cause and cost, and things of that nature. We don't know enough about it to intelligently discuss it here.
Right. I agree with you 100%, Don. Right now we have limited issues because the TV system varies based upon individual setups, internet and computer stuff, a lot of variation. But the telephone system is sort of the only electronic backbone we have besides using paper. And we probably should put a high priority on making that the best way of communicating instantly without having to spend several hours putting paper under people's door. So it's a matter of priority and make sure that we use the systems and the technology the best we can. So and have our staff, the support people help that, or maybe bringing in the contractors themselves with the staff to moderate the conversation, so we can get direct answers from other suppliers who are knowledgeable of what the technology can handle. I don't know anything about telephone systems other than the simple ones that I use, and then that was just sort of you plug this into that and it works. So, okay. I just are we through with all the complaint department right now, so we can move on to other stuff?
Terry wants to speak.
Okay, Terry, I got you hidden. Oh, Terry, I was going to show you just to
He's
make
frozen.
to get
Terry's
just to get
frozen.
your goat. I did a speed test just to show you what can be done if you have good network set up. Here's my speed test. And I don't expect everybody has over 300 bits per minute, megabits per minute, but if you have this, you don't have any network problems, okay? Most of you probably have about 60 or 70 if you're lucky. So, okay, Terry, what was your question?
He disappeared.
He's disappeared into the metaverse or something, right?
He was frozen with his hand in the air.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, all I can say is they should go down and try to do a test to see if he's getting good internet cable or his Wi-Fi network access point is.
If he comes back on, you'll be able to ask him what his question was.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if you guys keep up with this, but there's a new game in town. It's called Wordly, Wordle. Has anyone tried it? For people who love to play games. It's the 2022 version of a crossword puzzle. It's on a internet site, and it's getting very, very popular. In fact, Bloomberg Technology today was talking about it for over half an hour. I said, what is this? But they were just talking about the different variations and spin-offs and everything else. So if anyone who really loves to play games online or whatever, crossword puzzles, it's a word game. It has a 6x6 matrix. And use, I don't know all the details. Just go wordle.com and you can try it out and then make a report next week. Okay. Let's see. I got to give you an update just to make Joe Lefevre happy. We still have port congestion problems, believe it or not. The port congestion problems now are sort of, Omicron is sort of attacking all the longshoremen, and 10% of the people are calling in sick now, which means the ships drive to get to the dock. They want to get unloaded, but the guys doing the work, they're all out sick. So, sorry, guys, you have to wait until they go through their 10-day quarantine, causing another problem. And then we have a lot of containers that are loaded, sitting on trucks or rails. And today there was another report, I think this was on Bloomberg too, how they're being looted by the people saying, well, I'm not going to wait for it to get to the store. I'm going to go and get my own right now. And they go break into the car and take out those stuff. And it's become it's a new smash and grab type robbery of containers, causing a big problem because there aren't any there's police, and I don't know if they have alarms on these things. They should have drone monitoring systems or something like that flying around. But the poor ships can't get stuff unloaded, and the stuff that gets unloaded doesn't get delivered and gets stolen. So the problems aren't going away; they're getting more complex, and you just have to sympathize that that Joe Lefevre is going to solve all of those problems.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Well, it'll keep you busy, Joe. I was going to talk to you about, the other thing about this wonderful California winter. The butterflies are coming back. And there's some new reports that the monarchs are starting to come back up to California. And there was an article in the paper about Pismo Beach and all of their butterflies, the monarchs. And Pismo is known for their clams, but I guess a lot of the clams got fished out so badly there's not many clams left. So they're now talking about butterflies. But so if I get a chance, I'll try to show you where you can get this article. It's a wonderful article about Pismo Beach and their butterflies. I have another thing I want to show you. As we're getting into NFL playoffs, we have I had a movie here that I wanted to show you. Where'd it go? Oh, gosh. Oh, that ain't it. Gosh, I lost track of my. Oh, maybe it's here. Okay, here it is. This is a story. I want to set the story up. This is a game between the Chiefs and the Raiders up in Kansas City, and they were going to have a flyover, but President Obama put a quash on having patriotic flyovers, military flyovers at large events. So the guys at Kansas City decided they're going to do something about it themselves.
46 pounds in 2 weeks.
So here's what they did. They want to do some formation flying with their own plans, and they volunteered to save the tradition and pick up the slack. They invited a couple of other groups to join them, and before they knew it, they had 48 guys with their own airplanes signing in to join them. If they had more time, they probably gave in a bigger group, keeping the joining, and a 49th was added near the event. So if you want to hear this, this is rather a highly patriotic type of a event for football games, and they were going to maintain the tradition by doing the flyover themselves. So see if you can follow along here.
So proudly we at the twilight and bright stars through the perilous flight. O'er the ramparts we rise, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets break through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, sing
Here they come. I guess you had to be there to really enjoy that one. So, all righty. Let's see.
Doug,
We're
Bob?
running out of time. Well, yes, go ahead.
I'm down for the 7th time. It's just this last 45 minutes. And I've tried doing the router, so I know it's not the router. But I'd like to get back to your thing about getting an expert out here in the telephone. If Nadine would add it to our next town hall meeting, that would get the information out to a lot of people. And getting an expert here in 5 minutes should take care of the questions. Over.
Are you referring to the cable?
Say again?
Are you referring to having somebody in from cable?
No, someone from the phone company.
From the
Wait
phone
a
company?
minute. We're talking about the company, or are you talking about internet and routers?
I'm talking about the telephone company. The internet and routers is not a problem for most of the people. That's internal connections, which are what they are, bad.
Okay. Well, we need to figure out what problems we want to solve with a discussion group first, so we can then make sure we can have a set of questions to talk to the phone company about. Because depending
Bob,
upon what we want to.
we each have a different phone company. Everyone contracts with their own.
Well, I was
We're
assuming
talking
we were
about the
talking
phone
about, I
company
thought
that
we
has
were talking about the capabilities of the Walnut Village phone system. Terry, are you talking about something else?
No, I was trying to piggyback on Baldwin's comments that we need to get some experts out here to discuss our present system and what its capabilities are and limitations.
Yeah, that would be the Walnut Village phone or front porch system, yes. Not the individual systems. So,
Correct. The Walnut Village system. Because most of us just do not understand its limitations and capabilities.
yeah. I have no idea what all that is about. It's something we need to probably get some more expertise, come out of the outer front porch and come forward to deal with. Okay, if you're willing to stay with me, I have some fun. I was going to share some fun about old TV, but Betsy, you got a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, and for Nadine, I want to know, since we've gone back to all these activities, is the Nutshell going to be open again?
Yeah, the Nutshell will open on Tuesday when the bistro opens.
We can be open again?
As of Tuesday, we'll open it.
Okay, because I work on Tuesdays. That's why I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
There
you.
you go. That's another reason we need an electronic bulletin board.
You want to? No.
Voice or text or whatever, yeah. Okay.
Birthday boy?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, let's see what else I was gonna do some stuff about television shows. And I don't know if we have enough time for that. Here's a picture that I wanted to show. I thought it was really cute. And folks who love animals, they can identify with that. So this couple went to a rental place and were having dinner, and the dining room table was made out of glass, and so here's what they had up. The dog, the dog was looking at them all the time when they're having their dinner, and he wanted some dinner too. That was kind of cute. Let's see. I'm going to try to. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Let's try to do our regular old kind of puns thing for a while. I know those. I'll get you all upset. I mean, set up for. You can be ready for the next trivia game, or when people want to ask you a joke, and you have something to come back with. So here's some. Where are we? Up! I did the wrong thing. Okay, here you go. What car has 4-wheel drive and flies?
Roach coach.
Garbage truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're probably right. What do you call bears? A bear bears with no ears. A bee. Blah, blah, blah. No ears, right?
Here.
Okay.
ERS.
Okay. What do snowmen eat for breakfast? Snowflakes. Okay. Let's see if we get any better. Why should you stand in a corner if you're cold? There's no wind there, right? No. It's 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. What did the dentist call the x-ray he took of your mouth? Come on, think about this. A toothpick.
Oh,
All righty.
Pretty hard on
What did the
some.
dog say when he sat on the sandpaper?
Rough.
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 There you go. You got it. Okay. What do you call a sheepdog's tail that can tell tall stories?
A wag of the.
There you go. Shaggy dog's tail. What happens to a dog that keeps eating bits off the table? This is obvious. He gets splinters in his mouth. Okay. I think this is the last one. What did the horse say when it collapsed? Oh, it's quiet. Okay, I've fallen. I help I've fallen. I can't giddy up.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, we had a lot of talking today, so I never got to my my TV tales, but I was going to talk about Happy Days and remembering old Happy Days, because that was took place in the 50s, but the show was in the 70s, and it reminded us of our time when we were in our teenage, high school, growing up years. And a lot of those things don't exist anymore. So that was good memories. And the other one I was going to show was some old favorite people on the Jack Gleason show, Jackie Gleason, and some of his characters. And there's a lot of funny little things in there. So I'll try to catch up on those for next week. Any last minute comments, Terry?
Yes, is Mac okay? Because this camera's been showing a picture with him in it.
I couldn't hear you very well because you were a little bit garbled.
Is Mac okay? Because the picture has been stable with no Mac.
Oh, Max Greenwich?
Yes,
Oh, yeah, okay. You fell out of your picture.
I fell out of my picture. I
It's
don't know.
okay.
I'm doing fine.
Okay,
Just put it down to do something else for a minute.
all righty. Okay. Well,
Thanks for the concern.
very good. We've got a lot of interesting things to do. We got to get back going this week and next week. The dining will be back, so we got to start making our table reservations with each other. Get back into the swing of things and enjoy. So have a good weekend, and we'll see you in the lounge, not in the lounge, but in the dining room next week. Have a good week, and we'll have some more fun things to do next weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.